Hello, CIT Bengaluru. This is Pragathi Gowda, taking you guys through my journey. I hope you guys are buckled up to be my pillion. Yes? Yeah. It all started with a dream and my youthful interest for motorsports. I've come this far racing through the twists and turns of my life, completing many rallies, autocross events. I love the feeling of freedom, confidence. Even to this day, whenever I take out my bike, I have the same adrenaline rush I used to have as a kid. I watched my dad and brother ride. I used to have this feeling, why can't I become a racer? I watched them ride that neat on streets, thinking, why can't I do something in my life? I wanted to be the same. And that's how it all began. I started racing when I was 13 years old because of them. My parents were delighted and encouraged me a lot. They always wanted me to be bold, brave, and not fear adventure. We'll just have a look at the video. That was my very first formal ride. So that was my first competition where I took part in. Ups and downs are part of life, so you'll have to go through each and everything. That's when you succeed in life, is what I believe. My first formal ride was to Dandeli. We rode for 5 days and covered roughly about 1,800 kilometers, and I realized it's not just ride, there's a lot more to it. The independence you get to experience, the confidence you gain, the silence, the composure, the freedom in your head, and the goodness in your heart, you get to feel all alone. And it's a wonderful time to reflect and enjoy the nature, the breeze, and the sun. I realized when I'm riding, nothing really matters. All that matters is you and the road in front of you. When you're on a highway that goes as far as your eyes can see, there's nothing like the feeling the wind passing by you on a pleasant, crisp day. From then on, every ride was full of experiences, learning, and feelings. Enjoyed every ride I went on my bike to the core. Then, one day, I came across an article which said, if you are fast on roads, why don't you become a racer? That word racer stole my heart. I was really quick on streets, and I always had that adrenaline rush, but never thought I would make this my career. I used to think it's a quite expensive sport. My friends noticed my power and boldness I own in controlling a car. They always insisted I participate in a racing competition. Later, my best friend just saw a post which said, there's a motorsport event happening in Bangalore. I wanted to give it a try, and I finished first in ladies' class, and I didn't know I could be that quick in race. After that race, my whole perception of racing changed. I always kept an eye out for such events and participated in them, and asked few professionals and learned technical things related to racing along the way. I grew and became a better racer with each competition I participated in. In August 2019, we went on a ride to Dhanushkodi. It was my hero's final voyage. It was all going really good for me. I was having the time of my life. Then, all of a sudden, I lost my brother in a road accident. My brother was my inspiration. He had insane driving skills. It was all because of him that I started biking and racing. He was a true rider who encouraged me in everything. It hurt me a lot to realize that he wasn't coming back home. My life turned gloomy. I felt numb. I went blank. I didn't know how to face my parents or anyone. I couldn't face reality at first. There were times I was lost in the darkest valley, and times when my eyes have always been the light in the sunrise. But I didn't know how to face the face of life. There was a racing event in Bangalore shortly after that I was supposed to take part in. Naturally, everyone was worried for me and told me not to go for the event and advised me stop racing completely. I could have listened to everyone and quit racing completely. But there was only one thing in my mind. I should make my brother proud. He always believed in me and foretold that I would grow into a great person in the future. With that as my motivation, I carried on my journey. I went above everyone's expectations, one step at a time, one race competition at a time. I began racing more aggressively. My brother lives in my heart forever, in every ride I go and in every race I take part in. Autocross 2019, I had no clue how I would react to race myself. All of it was a test to myself, and it seemed like I jumped the podium and beat the ladies' class. I progressed so quickly that I was noticed and invited to take part in the Mysore Gravel. Soon, I got qualified for the Indian National Autocross Championship, South Zone. And I was successful on winning the title Indian National Gymkhana Championship 2019. And I won a couple of podiums. That is Utsav Di Hampi, Indian National Rally Championship rounds, Tarmac Autocross, Autocross Di Hampi, Miko Tarmac Series, and Unite Off-Road. And now I'm really happy to announce that I'm driving for Team MRF Racing for the year 2021 and 2022. I'm grateful to be receiving the finest service from the team Arca Motorsports. Their support has made a significant difference in my race journey. Women in motorsports, especially racing, has no unachievable task. Here's why. Firstly, racing flourishes from the passion we hold for it. It is definitely a rough path, but will never let you down. We'll just have a look at the video. When I first started racing, people made disparaging remarks about me. And they tried to play games with me right before my race. Mentally, they made sure I was preoccupied by the dread of crashing and destroying the car, so I drove slowly. I simply ignored them and drove. All you require as a racer is positivity, patience, and persistent vision. Secondly, racing is no safe path. It's a highly dangerous track. And that if you don't drive carefully, you'll crash and flip your car. When I heard all of this, I became concerned and slowed down. That wasn't my actual driving style, but I did learn valuable lesson. All we must do is take stand for ourselves. Thirdly, racing undoubtedly requires a strong support system. I had a few people who assisted me from the beginning of my journey and have been instrumental in helping me through my difficult times. Their support was vital for my rocky journey's transformation to a smooth one. Find your support system. If not, create one, is what I believe in. Ever since I've started having passion towards my ride and race and all of that, I've been going on rides often. Even to this day, I've covered the whole of South India. I journey along with my bike, leaving everyone and everything behind because I've known along my journey that the world is just a reflection. And to me, my bike reflects the whole world. Winning doesn't always mean getting first place. It means getting the best out of yourself. When you give your best in something, the result rarely matters. My journey hasn't been on the defined roads of the world. I took the undefined, unexplored roads. My journey has been incredibly breathtaking because I took the courage to do the unusual. In the end, I understood the journey is so much about, it's not just about the destination alone. I realized that the journey is more beautiful than the destination itself. Every road I traveled through, every competition I participated, it taught me a different lesson. I would like to leave all of you with just one thought. Remember that my journey is not just mine. It is the journey of every girl out there who has a passion to break the glass ceiling and dare the wind with her speed and skill. Thank you.